And that leads me just to conclude very quickly, Vincent. What we're talking about, people were talking about, Anna opened up by talking about the crisis and what does it present in terms of opportunity. And I suppose there is a lot of academic work done on the idea of a crisis happens in terms of historical structures begin to break down. The social policies, the economic policies that we have are being questioned. As Anna said, there aren't necessarily answers, but they're not seen necessarily as legitimate anymore at a national or even at a global level. So that opens up the possibility of critical junctures, space in which people begin to think about change and begin to accept the inevitability about change. So we can have no doubt but that change will happen. But the key issue is who will influence the change that will happen and whose ideas will win the next few battle of ideas over the next few years as we open up a window on change. And we don't necessarily know what the answers are, but we have some ideas that we want to influence. So if this is about seizing the moment, there are opportunities for groups like this to come out with leadership and vision. So the challenges moving forward are, as I said earlier, to maintain the solidarity that's already there, and that's not necessarily a given. To build new alliances across other groups who are also talking about change, to be flexible and pragmatic in the strategies in terms of an ongoing changing landscape politically, economically and socially. And there has to be a balance in those strategies between three core areas: the strategies that social movements will use, strategies that are more akin to political strategies engaging with the more mainstream political system, and institutional strategies like social partnership. So there's a lot of work done in the academic sphere about post-democracy. There are new relations opening up between social movements and political parties, new ways of imagining political space. And this is what Pat is referring to about how political space is emerging out in Latin America. It's happening as we speak. We don't always see how we're part of it, but we're part of it in this room right now. So how can we imagine the political space that we work in opening up, shifting and changing, and our role in shifting and changing it? So are we seeing the beginning of realigning relations between social movements and parties, for example? And it's very good, for example, to see that there are a number of political parties in this room here today. So we leave you with that notion, with that imagination, if you like, from us to you, of the idea that political movements and new democratic spaces emerge at times like this when there are critical junctures and when people open up space and give themselves permission to think anew about different ways of doing things. And particularly, less thinking about power from above and more about the mobilisation of power from below in the context of new alliances for change. So we'll leave you with that image and idea. Thank you.